We met in New York at a golf club that we both worked at in different departments. And yeah, it was a pretty instant connection once our paths crossed.
Honestly, when he walked up off the golf course, the first thing I saw was his beautiful legs. And I was like, ooh, who's that?
We met in June and we got married the following April. So
Very quick, about 10 months.
yeah, about 10 months.
Our experience of early married life was pretty complicated and very tough. I was here by myself, no family. None of my family attended our wedding, and very, very lonely, honestly.
I was surprised that early marriage life was a struggle. You have so much hope and love heading into such a sacred environment. Our marriage wasn't built off of foundation of God and faith.
We were married for 2 years before we had our little baby girl. And yes, I was hopeful that that was going to kind of redirect or give us a purpose in our marriage, or something that would take us out of our dark place. And it did the opposite. So I found Generation Church actually surprisingly through my old hairdresser. My first impression of Generation Church was, this is a church? I grew up Catholic. My father's Jewish. The reason I decided to keep coming back was the connection I felt towards the woman that I had met at Devoted. And I came here and there was just so many instant connections that I was like, I think I need to start coming to Sundays here.
So my journey was I finally got Sundays off, and she had been coming to Generation for a half a year, and the change I was seeing in her inspired me to also come.
We were still coming from the place of skepticism when we came to church. Even when we were coming here at first, I feel like we were still having a sort of enemy approach to things, if that makes sense. When we would hear things like, you should tithe, you should join small groups, you should start serving. I'm going to be very vulnerable and honest here. And I thought at first, like, church needs money, the church needs volunteer people to like work here. And I was skeptical. That's the thoughts I originally had, until I started doing it, until I started tithing, until I started serving back there, until I started coming to small groups. And I realized that I needed that more than the church needed my money and my time. It's the two things that are so hard to give up, your money and your time. You think the church is trying to take it for their benefit, and you do it and you're like, this does not make sense on paper, how much this has changed. And that was really when we started to see a difference.
Like, cause I think like I've gotten so much, like we were longing for friends. We were longing because we wanted to do it. I was in alone. So once, I would encourage somebody that's new to this to not handle it alone. We weren't meant to handle issues and handle family on our own. So joining small groups, surrounding yourself with like-minded people that have stronger beliefs in you, that are going to encourage you. Those people are here at Generation Church. Those people are here serving. Those people are here leading, co-leading. So my biggest encouragement to somebody would just be to surrender and go all in. Raise your hand in worship. Get involved in a small group with your spouse. That would be my biggest words of encouragement.